100.
About 23 and a half after the hour of 5 a.m. It's 30 degrees outside. Paul Haggett is up and about this morning. And where are you located?
Well, I'm down back at the command center, Sandy, downtown at the fire station, in the process of wiping the sleep out of my eyes and getting ready to go this morning.
You can have some of that good Massena Volunteer Fire Department coffee.
Well, I tell you, I don't know who was making it last night, but
it's good coffee.
Put Jerry and me to shame as far as its strength.
That's fireman's coffee for you.
Well, there you go. Sandy, I thought I ought to pop in here and see what was going on. Doesn't appear to be a whole lot changed since I left about 2 hours ago or so. I do have County Legislature Chairman R. Shawn here. He's kind of the senior most official that is here.
You're telling me he's the oldest official there?
No, I mean in rank, shall we say.
Oh, he's ranked, okay.
And no, I don't mean that either.
Okay.
At any rate, we do have Shawn here, and Shawn, Timmy Courier isn't here, the mayor isn't here. I guess that means basically things haven't really changed all that much over the past couple of hours.
No, Paul, things have, in fact, the calls have dwindled a bit. We're still getting a few calls out for some wires down and wires arcing and power outages. But other than that, everything else, the roads seem pretty clear now, passable. You know, people, I've talked to some folks who have been out on the roads, and there's no real problems out there. But there still are problems here in the village with power outages and in the outlying areas.
Okay, so it seems to me that the sleet that we've been experiencing most of the early morning hours is kind of slowly changing over to freezing rain. So perhaps things may get a little bit different around here. But there you have it, Sandy. Basically no change in the situation down here at the command center. Fewer calls than there were earlier on in the morning and late last night, and I guess that's pretty much the story.
Okay, that's cool. Are you going to hang out down there? Are you coming back here?
Well, I'm going to come back. I'll come back to do the news and the headlines and all that stuff a little bit later on. I don't really see much of a need to hang out down here, so okay. I'll be in to see how you're doing a little later on.
Mighty fine. All right, Paul, thanks.
Okay.
Their news director, Paul Haggett, checking in from the command post down to the Massena Fire Station, and we appreciate that this morning. So things are calm at the moment down there. Massena Central Schools are closed for the day. Madrid-Waddington Central Schools are closed for the day. The We Care Daycare Center is closed. Sunflower Cafe in Massena is closed. Heart to Heart on the Res is closed. The Nurses Aid Training Class at United Helpers Nursing Home in Canton is closed. Mitel in Ogdensburg is without power at the moment. So you folks who work at Mitel, hang loose. Don't be leaving for work yet. Mitel in Ogdensburg has no power, so they're not working at the moment, and they'll let us know the situation as the morning goes on. Hey, Victor, what have you got?
SUNY Potsdam is closing.
Wow, that's unusual.
All classes.
That's unusual.
And all offices will be closed, and only essential personnel is to report. We've been trying to get the Niagara Mohawk, the Vice Road in the town of Brazier. There is a telephone pole with a transformer down right across the road, and you can't get by. You have to turn around and go back.
Okay.
The gentleman who called, he just said he tried to go around. He said it's impossible, so he had to turn around and go back. So they can't get down the Vice Road in the town of Brazier.
Okay.
And that is Niagara Mohawk.
Okay. All right. So, folks of the NIMO crew, if you are somehow paying attention this morning, they need you out at the Vice Road in Brazier, as there is a big tree down there. Is our emergency phone again? Let's see who's on the line this time. Good morning, WMSA. Hello again. It's you again. You want to go back on? Okay.
I got some interesting information.
Fire away. You're on.
Oh, okay.
Go for it.
Sandy, this is Paul Haggett one more time down at the command center. I've been speaking with some people down here. I've been speaking with Mike Mayette, who's working the dispatch desk at this point. And we're hearing that they're in the process of trying to get a hold of Doug Huntley because there are some need to open up the school for emergency shelter purposes. Apparently, the Potsdam area, Madrid area, some other areas in St. Lawrence County are massively out of power. We do have some power here in Massena. Things are probably a little bit better than they were earlier on in the morning, but the Potsdam area, the Madrid area, I believe that they mentioned Governor, pretty much completely without power. Shawn had me on the shoulder. Okay, the food. Let's maybe Shawn knows a little bit more about this. Shawn, tell us what you know about why the school is being opened up and what's going on elsewhere in the county.
Well, Paul, we've had the school on standby for the last couple of days for a few reasons. Number one, because they have the staff and the facility to cook large quantities of food, and because they normally transport to some of their other schools, they have the facilities to transport hot food. And not only that, they have a lot of food in supply simply because there hasn't been school for several days. So for that reason, they have been on standby if they were needed to bring in their kitchen help, fire up their kitchens, and to cook where it was needed. There has been power outage in quite a few parts of the county. Potsdam is totally without power. And
Don Brining on 3408.
Okay, the Red Cross is setting up a shelter here at St. Mary's over at the social hall. They are also setting up shelters in Potsdam and Governor because there are problems in those communities also. And Massena will probably be transporting food to at least Potsdam.
Okay,
so Paul, now I understand that I know the Huntley family has been listening to us. Doug called us a little while ago to close the school for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is they need to get a hold of Doug, or?
Yes,
okay.
If they haven't already, and Doug has not made contact with folks down here at the command center. They are trying to get a hold of you, Doug.
Okay.
It's pretty important that they do so. They're trying to get some food prepared for. Mike Mayette tells me that Doug has been contacted.
Okay, good.
And they're going to fire up the kitchens and try to get some food prepared for people elsewhere in the county who are in need of some hot meals.
Okay. And I think Victor has Cliff Engstrom on the line over here, Paul, so I'm going to let you hang out.
Okay, I'm going to monitor, and I'll talk to you a little later.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Paul. Paul Haggett down at the command center at the Massena Fire Station. I believe, from what I can gather, from what I've been overhearing, Vic has Cliff Engstrom on the phone. Does he want to talk on the air, or what do you think, Vic? We've got schools closing. Let me tell you that. Massena Central School is closed for the day. Madrid-Waddington Central is closed. St. Regis Falls Central School is closed. Brushton-Moira Central is closed today. Those are the schools we've heard from so far. Massena Central is closed. Madrid-Waddington is closed. St. Regis Falls is closed. Brushton-Moira is closed. Victor, I think you've been on the phone with Cliff Engstrom. Am I right?
Yes, I have, Sandy. They did try to get the Winthrop Road 420 back on, but the trees that are directly behind Bill Dox's and the Massena MED, well, about an hour or so ago, they weren't a problem, but they are now. They have come down and are shorting the wires. They're clearing those right now. He said hopefully within a short period of time, they'll be able to try it again. When you saw the lights dim and everything that went on here a while ago, and I said that's what they were trying to do.
Oh, okay, okay.
So that's where the problem is. There are still some areas out.
Yes, I know.
But they're working on them very feverishly, and hopefully, they're going to try and get them one at a time. So we just got to be patient. Okay. And they have been listening, and they have sent people out to a lot of these areas that we have suggested where their wires are down. So they'll just have to keep going.
So some folks in Massena do have power back at this point.
Quite a few of them.
Quite a few do?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
As Cliff says, more have it than don't right now.
Okay, that's good. No, that's progress from last night, that's for sure. I tell you, these crews of MED have done a wonderful job, no question about it. Okay, school closings again. Massena Central schools are closed for the day. Madrid-Waddington Central is closed. St. Regis Falls is closed. Brushton-Moira is closed today. A very unusual step that has been taken. SUNY Potsdam is closed today. All classes there are canceled. Offices are closed. Only essential personnel need to report to SUNY Potsdam today. Now, I don't think, it's only the 7th of January, I don't think the students have started the second semester there as yet. So there are just perhaps some continuing wintertime classes going on there. So it's not like it's a deal where everybody's classes will be canceled, because that's not the case at all. Okay, SUNY Potsdam, though, is closed today. Mitel in Ogdensburg, again, for those of you just waking up, and I have some good friends who work there, Mitel in Ogdensburg has no power. So for you folks who work at Mitel, please be sure to hang loose with us at WMSA Radio. Okay. St. Lawrence Central School is closed. Extra help will be called as needed at St. Lawrence Central, but there's no power there either, so that is a problem, and we're going to keep, I imagine the custodial workers, maintenance workers, they'll keep an eye on the pipes and such. Extra help will be called in as needed. St. Lawrence Central has no school today. The schools are dropping, as you might imagine, rather quickly this morning. Massena Central's closed. Madrid-Waddington is closed. St. Regis Falls is closed. Brushton-Moira is closed. And now St. Lawrence Central is closed for the day. A Red Cross shelter is going to be set up at St. Mary's Social Hall in Massena. The shelter will be for anybody who's without power and heat and so forth. The shelter will be open by 6, and any of you who can volunteer your time to go down and help at the go down and help at the shelter, please do so. If you're up and around at this hour, and a lot of Massena is usually up at this hour anyway, and you can help and volunteer some time with the Red Cross this morning, please go down to the shelter at the St. Mary's Social Hall. Okay. Yeah, basically that's what Victor's been mentioning. The other notes from Cliff Engstrom, the village is getting on more and more now. 5 crews from the outside are here to help. They're mostly, though, cutting trees, or as they say, the cutting crews are out here. Is that like counting crows? Cutting crews?
Cutting crew. I just died in your eyes.
I thought there was a group by that name. Lorena. There is no power to East Hatfield, West Hatfield, North Racket, South Racket, Roosevelt Town, Bailey Road, Mulvey Avenue, Cook Street, still without power, I'm pretty sure. And so there's no power in those general areas, but Massena is slowly getting power back here and there. You folks hang in there. MED's working very, very diligently at the power situation this morning. All right, that's what's going on so far. We've heard from Cliff Engstrom. We've heard from others. If you're having an emergency problem, you can call the MED, call Massena Police, call us if you need to. If their lines are all busy, give us a call here at WMSA at 769-3594. If you have an emergency situation, probably the best thing to do is call 911. It works. It's fine. And if you have a real, true emergency, life-threatening or what have you, give 911 a call. That would be the easiest thing to do. Okay? All right. We're at 23 before the hour of 6. Coming up in a little while, by the way, we will have Ed Sluzarzik and the Ag Radio Network Farm News. Why are we going to have that, Sandy? Well, because it affords me the opportunity to call Kevin Williams and record our visit for the morning at about 8 minutes to 6. So that's why we will have the farm news to give us a chance to call Kevin and do our formal program that we normally do for the morning. 30 degrees. The freezing rain continues here in Massena. Let's have this word, a little more music, and then more on Ice Storm 98. Of Ice Storm 98, we certainly have our hands full this morning, as do many of our agencies. We hope that you will stay right along with us. And there's Szarka in the morning. Gosh, he must have had an accident in bed. He's up at this hour. We're glad to have you all with us, and we hope that you'll stay with us. What do you want to do?
I want to go off the air for a few seconds.
Okay.
We're going to be in the dark for a few seconds.
Okay. All right. We're going to be off the air momentarily, folks. Stay with us. We're not going to leave you for long. Stay right with us at WMSA. WMSA Massena. It's 8 before 6 now, 8 minutes before 6 a.m. And Ed Sluzarzik will be by with the Ag Radio Network Farm News for you in about a minute. Here on 1340 Radio, then we'll continue along with our coverage of Ice Storm 98. Please be sure to stay with us. Your official information station for conditions and things going on with the ice storm. We hope that you'll keep your dial right where it is here at WMSA. About 7 before 6, it's 30 degrees. Freezing rain continues to fall.
Do you like to help people? Then volunteer income tax assistance may be just
hours out in Massena Center at this time. It's a mess, folks. It's getting to be a real mess. There's no question about it. For a while, MED had a chance to get things back on for a lot of folks, but as daylight comes and we've got freezing rain continues, more branches are going down, trees are going down, and it's not a good situation at the moment. The doctor's clinic will be closed today. Compost Quick Lube will be closed. Shell Audio, both shifts canceled. St. Regis Mohawk Tribal Office is closed. All county offices are closed except for emergency personnel and highway crews until 11 o'clock this morning. No unnecessary travel on St. Lawrence County roads today. All offices of the St. Lawrence Seaway Development Corporation are closed today. Nins in Norfolk is open, about the only place out there that is. Nins in Norfolk is open if you want to get grab a hot meal. County court jurors do not report today, any of you. County Court and Supreme Court trial jurors will be reporting tomorrow morning. Grand jurors will be rescheduled. The mall is closed. Massena Nursery School is closed. There is no school today, people, anywhere in our WMSA listening area. School's closed, period. That's it. No reason to even list the individual schools are all closed. At St. Mary's Social Hall, there is a shelter set up there in Massena this morning at St. Mary's Social Hall. If you need to get warm, if you've got no power, you need to go to St. Mary's Social Hall. They're open now. They're going to be serving a hot breakfast at 7:30 this morning for those who need it. Hot breakfast at St. Mary's at 7:30 this morning. They are open now. There's a tree down across the road at Woodlawn near Valhaven. A tree down across the road at Woodlawn Avenue near the Valhaven Home for Adults. The Upper Ridge Road and Leslie Road are now without power once again. It was on for about an hour out in that area. The Upper Ridge Road and Leslie Road now without power. Let's see here. We've got that one. Waste Stream Management in Potsdam is closed. The WIC office in Canton is closed, and the clinic in Ogdensburg is closed today. There will be no ARC transportation. The Sunflower Cafe is closed. Heart to Heart is closed. The We Care Daycare Center is closed. Mitel and Ogdensburg workers do not report till we tell you. There is no school today. Also, SUNY Potsdam is closed. Clarkson's closed. SUNY Canton is closed today. And no one reports unless they're told to at those various locations. Okay, the numbers to call. If you don't have power in Massena, call the MED at 764-0676. 764-0676. The Niagara Mohawk number is right here. Well, it was. What am I going to do with that now? I wonder where that went to. You can call the Massena Fire Station. You can call the command center at the fire station, 769-3408. If you have a true emergency, folks, call 911. If you have a true emergency of life proportions, call 911. That's the easiest thing to do. St. Regis Mohawk Tribal offices are closed, as we mentioned. Meals on Wheels, I just talked to Bonnie. She's going to head down to the office and make a decision as to whether anything will be brought out today. So Bonnie's headed down to the office. We'll hear from her a little bit later on. It's already 6:45. We're going to go to the Weather Center. We first of all want to hear this word.
If a winter storm knocks your power out, take action. Niagara Mohawk can help you weather the storm. First, check to see if any street lights or your neighbor's lights are on, and check for power in several areas of your home. You may have a blown fuse or tripped circuit breaker. If your power is out, call Niagara Mohawk Storm Emergency Line at 1-800-867-5222. Please give your name, phone number, and the address where the power is out. They also need to know the direction and distance from your home to the nearest cross street and the name of that cross street, as well as whether any power lines are down. This information helps them restore your power sooner. Please write this number down and keep it handy. 1-800-867-5222. 1-800-867-5222. Energy, brought to you by the people of Niagara Mohawk.
There's no power in Brazier Falls this morning. We have a report of a line down at Somerset Avenue in Massena, 57 Somerset Avenue, a line down there. And World of Colors closed. All North Country Savings Banks will be closed today. All branches of the North Country Savings Bank will be closed today. Now, we're going to the Weather Center to talk to Kevin. Now, folks, in the middle of this conversation, the power went out on us. So we did resume the conversation. Where it was and what it'll sound like, I don't know. We do get a forecast, though, from Kevin, and that's coming up right now from Dwyer's Home Improvement Center on the Highland Road in Massena.
You could spend a lot of time scouring the North Country for the best prices on home improvement supplies. Or you could simply stop by Dwyer's Home Improvement Center and then have plenty of time left for skiing, sledding, snowmobiling, or just a little time on the couch with a TV. Day in and day out, Dwyer's Home Improvement Center is able to offer you lower prices, lower than you'll find in other local sale flyers, lower than you'll find in major chain stores, lower than you'll find at Canadian suppliers. Remember, you don't have to be bigger to be better. You just have to be smarter. And for the folks at Dwyer's, it's smart to offer the lowest possible prices on all home improvement supplies every day. Want to know more? Stop in at your local Dwyer's Home Improvement Center on Highland Road in Massena and Depot Street in North Bangor. From small remodeling projects to whole house construction, Dwyer's saves you more every day.
On this ice storm morning, Kevin Williams now joins us from the WMSA Weather Center. Kevin, it's been a wild night in Massena, and it's been, so far, a morning that the freezing rain is continuing.
Yeah, it is, Sandy. I wish I had better news, but I'm looking at the radar right now, and it shows an awful lot of rain yet to move through today, and thus conditions will only be getting worse. As we mentioned yesterday, the hope of some sleet and snow mixing in could save us. There was a little of that last night. Don't think we'll see much of that today, but perhaps a little bit. But unfortunately, I think temperatures will stay below freezing, at least in the local area, and we'll still get more freezing rain, maybe another half an inch to 3/4 of an inch. So this will rapidly, I think, become this week in what I'll call the Massena to Montreal corridor, the worst icing in modern times, I dare say. The only consolating news is that by the weekend, all layers of the atmosphere will be cold enough that any additional precipitation will be snow then. But we've got more freezing rain, and another round of it, even as this stuff tapers this afternoon, could come into town later tonight and tomorrow, although temperatures will be right at the freezing mark then, so we'll only hope that maybe we'll be a touch above the freezing mark at that time.
Kevin, what has brought all this upon us?
Well, what's happened is cold air seeped down from Siberia and entered Canada, northern Canada, about a week ago, and then took up residence just to our north. At the same time, the El Nino-induced active southern branch of the jet stream carried up.
So suffice it to say, the ice storm is on. We'll continue on, Kev, for most of the rest of the day.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sandy, and we're not out of the woods until the weekend arrives. So let's, with all our might, hope for that weekend to get here.
Okay, we need your local forecast, Kevin. Of course, as the day wears on, we will definitely be talking to you off and on. We appreciate your help this far, and we could use more of it. That's for sure.
You got it, Sandy. We're here for you. Here's the WMSA forecast. Ice storm conditions continue today. Freezing rain producing additional serious glaze. There will be a little sleet and snow mixed at times. Raw winds, fog, and temperatures not far from 30. Occasional freezing rain tonight and tomorrow. The chance that there might be a little melting tomorrow. Low tonight 25 to 30, high tomorrow 30 to 35. Saturday blustery and chilly with just snow flurries and a high of 30 to 35. This is Kevin Williams from the WMSA Weather Center.
Thanks, Kev. Outside it is 30 degrees Fahrenheit, -1 Celsius, cloudy skies, freezing rain continues. The roads are not good. No unnecessary travel, folks. And in the town and village of Potsdam, they've declared a state of emergency. So in Potsdam, no unauthorized travel in there.
All offices of CCOM are closed.
Okay.
Bud Brooks just called.
Wendell F. Brooks.
Yes, he's in Canton with no power at all.
Okay.
All offices.
All offices of CCOM will be closed today. That would be here in Massena, Potsdam, and Malone. All offices of CCOM will be closed today. 9 before 7, the weather's been brought to you by Dwyer's Home Improvement Center on the Highland Road in Massena. 30 degrees, freezing rain. If you have to go out, drive with extreme caution. Watch it. If you don't have to go anywhere, don't. Plain and simple, because A, you'll encounter lousy roads, and B, you'll encounter downed tree limbs and downed power lines. The January Clean Sweep Sale is going on now at A1 TV and Appliance, Main Street in downtown Massena. One-of-a-kinds, overstocks, scratch and dent items, all priced for immediate clearance. Don says sell them because he doesn't want to count them. You'll find appliances and televisions from famous names such as White Westinghouse, Amana, Whirlpool, and Zenith ready to move. Cash terms available, nominal delivery charge for special sale items. See this week's free trader for price listing. The Clean Sweep Sale on now at A1 TV, downtown Massena.
LaBerge & Curtis, your John Deere dealer in Canton, stocks a full range of outdoor power products such as John Deere portable generators, space heaters, chainsaws, and walk-behind snowblowers. And of course, the folks at LaBerge & Curtis always service what's
been set up at St. Mary's School in Massena. St. Mary's Social Hall, if you will. Volunteers are needed. Any of you younger people who want to come down and help, that would be very nice. They will be serving a hot breakfast at 7:30 this morning down at St. Mary's Social Hall. It is open for coffee and donuts and heat and lights. Okay, if you haven't seen light in a while, go down to St. Mary's Social Hall. There is a shelter set up there. There's no power in Norfolk this morning, no power in Potsdam, no power in Waddington, Chase Mills, Ogdensburg understands without power. AEIO and U offices are closed in Massena. No men's basketball tonight, of course. All offices of CCOM are closed. Key Bank will be closed today. North Country Savings Bank, all branches closed. World of Colors closed today. VA clinic at Massena Hospital is closed. Physical therapy at Massena Hospital will not be done today. The doctor's clinic is closed. Compost Quick Lube is closed. All the schools in our WMSA listening area closed. There's no school today, folks. Potsdam has declared a state of emergency. All unauthorized travel in Potsdam is banned. State of emergency exists in Potsdam this morning. Nins in Norfolk was open last check. They're going to try to serve some food. The St. Lawrence Seaway Development Corporation is closed for the day. All offices there are closed. All St. Lawrence County offices are closed except for emergency personnel and highway crews until 11 o'clock this morning. They'll make another decision at that time. The mall is closed. Nobody reports to county juries today, whether it's court trial, Supreme Court trial, grand jurors. None of you report today. Let's see here. Mentioned that. No ARC transportation today. The colleges are closed. SUNY Canton, SUNY Potsdam, Clarkson, all closed. Heart to Heart's closed. Sunflower Cafe's closed. Mitel in Ogdensburg still has no power, and we're playing it by ear there. If we hear from them, we'll let you know what's going on. Folks, stay tuned to WMSA. We are your only official station for emergency information during this ice storm. Please stay tuned to 1340 Radio, and if you need to, give us a call, give MED a call, or Niagara Mohawk a call as well. Rick?
Twin Rivers has called. They are closed.
Okay, Twin Rivers Credit Union.
Yes. We had a call from a trooper out in the Winthrop area. He said, if you don't have to travel, please don't. It is terrible out there. There's very slippery, a lot of trees down everywhere, and suggestion is stay home.
Yep, I think that's a pretty good suggestion all over the listening area.
Also 30 Orchard Road, Old Orchard Road, there's a power line down.
Okay, 30 Old Orchard Road, a power line down. Paul Haggett is in the command center for the local news here at 6:55.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Paul Haggett in the WMSA News Center. It's about 28 to 29 degrees or thereabouts. I'm Paul Haggett reporting from the command center down at the Massena Fire Station. While local emergency services officials are considering declaring a state of emergency in the town and village of Massena, a result of the ice storm of 1998. Schools are closed this morning for a fourth day in a row, although the kitchen at Massena High School is in full operation this morning, preparing hot meals for folks both here and elsewhere who have sought shelter from the storm at established shelters in Potsdam and other communities. Here in Massena, the community shelter is St. Mary's Social Hall. The best advice that local officials can offer to this point is to stay where you are and don't report to work unless you are considered essential personnel. All reports indicate the weather conditions will likely worsen before they get better. Keep tuned to WMSA, and we will keep you informed the best we can. I'll be back with more local news right after this.
From your neighborhood Homestead Dairy Stores. Are you tired of chestnuts, fruitcake, and all those other so-called holiday favorites? Then why not enjoy some of your real favorites? Visit Main Street Meats and Deli in Massena. Yes, the people at Main Street Meats and Deli know what you really like, and they've got it at post-holiday pleasing savings. You'll find boneless chicken breast for $2.29 a pound. Beef round cube steak is $2.39 a pound. Sirloin tip steak is $2.59 a pound. And boneless New York strip steak, a great deal, $3.49 a pound. Tired of cooking? Very understandable. Let your family fix some sandwiches with oven-roasted turkey breast, a great deal at $3.09 a pound. Capicola ham, $3.19 a pound.